Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
Thanks. Thanks for hopping on.
Oh no problem. Appreciate you having me.
Yep. Welcome to episode 174 of the Blitzstick. I'm here with DJ Thompson out of Rebel International University, and I'm excited to have him on to talk about his journey and how he got to where he is today, and much more. So, welcome.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. It's just a blessing to be here. So, excited to be on the show. So, let's go ahead and get started.
So, how did your recruiting process start?
Shoot. Coming out of high school, um, I was recruited very heavily, mainly from like D2, D3, NAIA schools, some D1s here and there. And then, I ended up committing to West Florida out of high school. I spent a couple years there up until I graduated in 2023. Went into the transfer portal, ended up going to Tuskegee University. Um, that's a D2 HBCU up over in Alabama. And then after the last season, I ended up transferring to Weber International. So, all the stuffs I've been to, I'm grateful for all of those and all those coaching staffs for believing in me and, just recruiting me throughout the whole process. So, um, it all built me into the player that I am today.
How did your recruiting process go? How once you started your high school career?
It started off pretty slow because I didn't know about the whole like everything with like camps and everything like that. It was kind of just me and my coaches reaching out to people through email, um, through Twitter, different things like that. And I ended up getting my first D1 offer to Georgetown, my junior year, and then that's when other schools started coming in, like Cornell, Columbia, all those Ivy League schools, and then some D2s started coming in, and then the D3s and the NAIAs, they eventually started trickling in a lot too. So it kind of just went from there, like starting like my junior year spring all the way throughout up until I graduated pretty much. So
Hmm. Uh, what has been your biggest weakness and strength?
weakness, I would say, especially like early on in my career, it was kind of like just the size aspect. I came into college relatively light. I was like 145, 150 pounds. Didn't really know the cornerback spot well, mainly because I was playing safety. And then eventually I literally like grew out of it, added a couple inches to my height, added about 30, 40 pounds of good weight, got faster, kept working on my technique, going to different trainers and such. And um, I would say right now my biggest strength is just knowing the playbook inside and out, just knowing where my help is coming from at all times, which allows me to make plays and trust like my teammates to make plays. So we're always end up in the position that we're supposed to be in.
Hmm. Tell me a little about yourself growing up in your hometown and what you went through to get to where you're at today.
So I'm from Florida City, Florida. It's a city all the way down south in Miami. I would say it's probably like the last city before you start going towards like the Florida Keys. Um, Over there, uh, it wasn't nothing like crazy really. I didn't necessarily go to school within my area just because of like just different interests that I had that other schools had offered me. So I ended up going to like schools that were a little bit more farther out, but I felt like it was good for me like at a young age to like be away from the area that I lived at. Um, and then that kind of pushed me into wanting to like explore more, get out of the city, go to those various schools that were like away, just so with football stuff aside, just being able to go travel and just enjoy being like just away from the city. But I would say, the talent down there is remarkable. Some some people that were like unknown or like had no stars could end up making it to the NFL. Like I've had some old teammates that's done that. So there's no lack of talent down there, as you might know. You know, Miami guys are all over the NFL. So,
Hmm.
but it was. I feel like I had a good mix. Just having that love for football kind of grow throughout the city, and everything is just great to see.
What? How did this past season go for you guys?
Not how we exactly wanted. We ended up being 5-6. We had a very young team. I believe there was only like four seniors on the team, so I'm sure they'll be back and ready next year. Um, we led them the best way that we could. But I feel like we did fairly well, especially like early on in the season. We were like top five in turnovers forced. Our first game we upset FCS Stetson, so we was riding high the first couple weeks, especially going into conference, and then we played some good teams. We played St. Thomas, we played Campbellsville that ended up being top 10 in the nation. We ended up playing Kaiser, who's going to the national championship, I believe, next week. So we played our good share of like quality teams, and the season kind of went the way that we didn't really want it to, but there was a lot of growth throughout that season.
Hmm. Did you have any experience playing any other sports other than football in high school?
Not in high school. When I was younger, I played soccer, basketball, and I played baseball for a good amount of time. Up until high school, that's when I decided I was like, okay, I want to focus more on football. Do like the whole travel ball scene and everything like that. So, um, before high school, yeah, I played every sport I could have played. But then once high school came, it was pretty much just football.
What are some cool things to know about yourself outside of football?
Um, um, as I had went through like some injuries here and there, so during that time I was able to explore more of that side. So I ended up picking up photography. So I have my little bit of photography business, and then I'm also a personal trainer. So I'm actually on break at work right now. So
Uh,
um, yeah, so it's just some things that ended up falling into my lap that I'm blessed for, and that I really do enjoy. That makes me more than just a football player, even though football is a huge part of my life.
what is a typical day like for you on game days and non-game days?
On game days, I would say, we had our morning walkthrough, so I would get up a little bit early, get showered up, get ready for the day. Have my music playing, of course, get some food. And we had mainly had like afternoon games, so we'll have our pregame meal would pretty much be like a pregame breakfast. Um, we'll go get taped up, go get ready, have like our lock in, our walkthroughs, different stuff like that. And then the day was pretty much starts from there. We normally would kick off at like I want to say like 1:30. We had like early kickoff time. Still sometimes we played at like 6 or 7 o'clock, but for the most part, it was like early game days. So, play the game. Once we're done, then go eat with my family or my teammates, and then just pretty much done for the rest of the day watching some primetime football later that day. Whatever college game day is at, that's what we end up watching later throughout the day.
Who in your family do you look up to?
Probably my parents. They kind of laid the foundation for me. They a lot. They you know introduced me to what God can do, like like within my life. Excuse me. They introduced me to what God can do for me within my life, but then also what I could do um, with God for the community around me, for the people that I care about, and just for everybody in general. They kind of laid the groundwork that gets me to where I am now. So I'm working hard just to repay them for the sacrifice that they made.
What makes you a unique player on the football field?
Like I said, along with my strength of like just knowing what to do is, you know, I was never like the most athletic player on the field. Like I'm not the one that's gonna go have like a 40-inch vertical. My vertical is pretty good, but I'm not like some athletic specimen, you know. So I always found myself just being in the right place at the right time. Just really being deep into my film study and just knowing pretty much what the offense could do, might do, what what they might pull up. So I caught myself a couple of times throughout the season, kind of just predicting what the other team was going to do, and it allowed me to make the plays that I made.
Hmm. How many hours a day do you take the time to watch film?
By myself, nothing like too crazy, because especially because we were watching film, with the team a lot. But at least like 1 to 2 hours a day. Just trying to pick up on different nuances that the offense gave me. Um, just finding like any like minute detail that could give the play away. Just trying to see what um, just trying to confirm what we've watched during film, coming to coach with any questions that I may have, something that we may be able to go over in practice. Um, and sometimes, of course, like looking at myself, trying to make myself a better player, looking at how I played in like the previous game or within practice or something like that.
Hmm. How many? Sorry. What do you like to do in your free time?
Um, Workout, of course, like do photo shoots. I'd be on the game quite a bit too. Whether it be like NCAA, Fortnite, 2K, kind of Call of Duty, whatever you can pretty much think of, I probably played. Um, I don't be on it as much, during the season, just because like I'm just overall just tired. But especially like when I have more time during the off season, I'm on the game quite a bit if I'm not, working out or at work or anything like that.
What is your plan for this upcoming season, and will you be entering the draft?
So my plan is, continue to work out, stay in shape, stay ready. These bowl invites are coming out. Like I said, I got invited to the FCS bowl, but it had there was complications with that. And then now I'm looking to being entered into the Tropical Bowl. I just got invited to the Podium Bowl that I'm possibly planning to go to, as well as the Pro Showcase up in Los Angeles. I'm trying to see what I can do in terms of getting there, as well as like just looking for different pro days. Continue to train. Um, I train here while I'm at work, and I also go to various trainers in the area to hone my skills and just get ready for what's to come.
Thanks again for taking the time to come on to tell your journey, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck in the upcoming months with the process, and I'll stay in touch.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you having me.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah.